Hey, welcome back to another episode of Maul Paints. I'm just going to dive right into this here. I know a lot of people really like those mountain pictures that I've been doing, so I'll probably do a dark painting, maybe with the mountains and trees and stuff, so let's just go right in here. Using this kind of smaller palette, so I find it a lot easier to use a 1-inch brush to spread the paint out easier, but you can do whatever you want if you're doing this. So I'm just going to start with just a little bit of this. I think this is like burnt umber or something, or I don't actually remember what colors I use, so I'm just gonna kind of do a little something here. But like I said, I'm gonna make this a lot darker, with kind of like some red and purple, maybe a touch of blue, and I'm not gonna bother washing the brush at all. So anyway, so I'll kind of go into a little bit of red. Was gonna use the alizarin crimson, but I figured maybe I'll try something a little bit more vibrant. Maybe have like a little sunset here. I don't know. I just kind of may work our way out. And then I'll probably use a little bit of maybe like some magenta type clouds or something. But we'll just, like I said, we'll just kind of go into it and see what we got. So. Let's see, maybe I'll use this, maybe I'll kind of mix this magenta and this blue. I grabbed a new blue out of my little crate here. See how it looks. All right, that'll work. As I'm just using little crisscross strokes here back and forth. You can do whatever you want, but it's going to have these little brush strokes in it, and then afterwards blend it all out and see how it looks. So I'm just kind of brush mix this purple and blue that I've got. And I'll make some clouds and stuff here in a little bit, but if you want to leave any space empty with the white, it kind of like automatically makes it look like there's clouds. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'll kind of leave this spot empty here. Maybe I'll leave this spot empty here too. When this all gets blended out, it'll all look like natural clouds or whatever, but I'll show you what I'm talking about as soon as I get this blended. And probably gonna have some water in this, because I was thinking maybe I'll do like mountain, trees, maybe like a little island or something, and just some water in the bottom. So I'm gonna grab like a kind of a combination of everything up here to make it look like reflected water. So a little more blue for water, obviously. So let's see what we got. I want to make it look like maybe the reflection is going to be coming down here. So I'll leave this little spot empty. I don't know if you can see that, but like kind of right down here. And then when I blend it out, it'll look like a regular old reflection naturally without even doing any work. A little more of that blue, and then we'll pull in from the side. Let's bring that further over. It's something simple. Usually whenever I'm making water like this, I always pull from the outside in. That way you don't get like, or I'll mess it up, but if you start here and go over, kind of brings that little weird mark. So then you just gotta, it's not like it's a big deal, you just blend it out, but add a little bit more blue to this. I'm gonna make it darker down in the corners, that way it'll bring your eye towards the center of the painting. There we go. And I'll blend this all out with a 2-inch brush, so this would be a lot easier. But like I said, just for applying it with this smaller palette, just use a smaller brush. So you can see how that kind of like naturally already looks. I didn't even put any paint there. I just blended it. It kind of looks like there's already reflection from the sunlight. Yeah, so I'll blend this all out and we'll see what we got. So I'll just grab this. I already got a regular 2-inch ready to go. So I'll just start from the lightest spot, work my way up, and lightest spot, work my way down. So it blends a little more real. Probably should have blended the lighter spot of that sun out first, but I didn't. So I'm just gonna do it this way. And see how these little white spots already look like clouds? Like I said, I didn't actually make any clouds or anything. Like I said, I just didn't put any color there, just blended it in. Just kind of lightly go back and forth over this light area. So I don't want to pull that dark color into that light. All right, see what we got. And kind of a neat thing, you can grab some, like I'll actually show, let's take some darker cloud color and just kind of make it some deep dark clouds and see what we got. Okay, and I got that all blended. We'll go right into the water, take out all those brush strokes. And that quick. Got a nice little sky and a little sea. So, like I said, a lot of this is going to get covered up here, so I'm not going to waste too much time doing it. Kind of knock off all the extra for that 2-inch, get that done. Maybe show you what I was talking about. Maybe I'll grab just a touch of this, just like a fan brush. You can use whatever brush you want, 1-inch. I like to use a fan brush, I think it's easier. And I'll just take this straight purple color and just kind of rub in some little clouds here and there. And it doesn't really have to be anything crazy because you can just, I don't want to kind of block that light out too much, but that back and forth there. Maybe we'll do some bluish purple out here. I don't know, something silly like this. I don't know, it doesn't really have to. I kind of like doing these thin flat clouds. I think they look nice. And these are just gonna kind of go wherever. Maybe some little ones here and there. Okay, now just gonna grab just straight white and I'm gonna put it right on top of those clouds, and it'll look kind of like there's sunlight coming right over the top of them. So it's gonna kind of mix. I didn't clean out the brush too well, just so it mixed with that blue and that purple, and then it's gonna kind of add a little bit of white on top of these clouds. And we'll blend it, and then we'll get going on the rest of it. Okay. Now I can take, you can take a 1-inch if you want to. I'll just take the 1-inch here and do it. Clearly beat the Sith out of it, but I'm just going to kind of rub out the bottom of the clouds. Just something simple. Not too much pressure, but Something easy like that. Just kind of rubbing the bottom of it. Okay. All right. And then I'll blend it, kind of give it that wispy upward look. And then we'll blend it out, and then we'll get going on like a mountain or something. If there's any of these you don't like, you just cover up with something else. So just kind of lightly go over it. There we got a little sky, little clouds, whatever. Like I said, it's not, I don't want to spend too much time on the sky because I wanted to do everything else today. So I'm gonna pull these in more. There we go. Okay, let's go into some mountain color here. We'll do some black, maybe a little bit of brown, some purple, maybe some blue, and we'll just kind of make a little mountain up here, kind of in the corner. I don't know. And all I'm going to do really is just kind of outline where I want the mountain to be at. All I really care about right now is the outside edge. That's all I'm really looking for. It's just the edge. Maybe this one comes, maybe this one kind of comes way out, maybe this way. Maybe something like this. We have another one kind of come up there. Then I'm just going to rub this excess paint just back down into the middle here. And now figure out what colors we're going to use. Maybe it'll be just like a brownish. I don't really feel like putting snow on this one. Okay. Now I can either, what I like to do is just kind of grab and pull where you think the mountain's going to be at. Maybe something like this. Maybe that comes down there. Maybe this one comes this way and comes that way. Just kind of bringing this dark color down onto the rest of the canvas here, and then we'll blend it out and see what we got. We'll make some changes to it and do whatever we want. I'm gonna pull this straight down here, get some color. Like that. We'll just kind of blend this out. I'll kind of blend this right into the bottom of water here so we kind of can't tell where each starts and each begins. Let's see here. All right, I'm thinking that maybe this will be more background and then this will be up front. So I'm going to start by pulling this side in. Maybe that comes back that way, so it comes back that way. Maybe this kind of comes down, and then we'll bring this one all the way down and bring it right in front of these other ones so it looks like it's up close. We'll put some highlights on them, and then we'll get this one done. Okay. And that one's way back, so we'll make this let's make this part here kind of like the front peak of everything. Okay, let's just blend this bottom out. And let's get to the rest of this thing. So I'm thinking maybe we'll do kind of like a rocky, kind of like a brownish something. I was like, get half this paint all over my hand here. So maybe we'll do, that's kind of weird looking. We'll do kind of like a dark brown and a lighter brown. I'm just gonna mix this right here, kind of flip it over. Let's see what color we get. And kind of a neat thing, if you want to ever do this, just kind of make it look like there's a little bit of like the separation. But the rock is just kind of grab a little bit different color here. As I get it all over my shirt. All right, and we'll start with the maybe further back spots. And add a touch of white. Just kind of give it a little bit of layer. And I'm going to do all the lighter spots to start with. And then we'll do the rest of the dark. And you can change any of this. You can push this stuff as far back as you want. I'll show you. It's kind of neat. If you want something to look a little bit further back, just kind of grab the darker color. And push it back. But I'll show you what I'm talking about here in a second. Okay. There we go. Something like this. And I'm not really putting much pressure on this at all. Just kind of lightly touching. Maybe this will kind of come down here like this. There we go. And maybe that'll kind of come straight down there, straight down there. It's kind of cool. You come into this stuff with no actual like picture in your mind. Kind of makes it a little bit easier to just kind of fake it. Not like I'm going off of a picture or anything, so. Okay, I got a little bit of highlight or a little bit of light on this thing. Show you what I was talking about with pushing the mountain back. I use a little bit more white for this. Maybe look like some separation in the rock faces. Okay. So now I'm just going to take that darker version of this that I have right here and then roll it out flat. And then, like I said, if I want to push this mountain here back further, just kind of grab and pull that way. And that pushes that back spot there further back. We'll add a little dark here. Should probably add some a little bit of black to that. It looks like it's really far back, so. And you can kind of add this wherever you want. Little spaces of darkness to be at. Kind of pull that same thing with this here. Flat, get a nice little roll of paint on the end of the knife, and maybe we'll have a little spot here that kind of comes down. Same thing here, and let's see, do some thicker black color here. We'll kind of come down the side. I'm going to pull that same thing with this mountain that I have right back here. I'm going to do the same thing by pushing it back, just by bringing the color on the side there, if that made any sense at all, but you'll see what I'm talking about. Just to push this back, kind of grab the knife and just kind of push that back. Maybe I'll take Now that I've kind of got an idea of what the mountain's going to look like, maybe I'll add a little highlights here. Maybe it look like there's a little spot here. Kind of comes down there. I don't know. I'm gonna add some white here to make it look a little bit lighter rock colors. Maybe something back there. I was saying you can make a plane anywhere you want just by taking just a little, like you can take here right here. Maybe there's a kind of a lighter mountain right there. Lighter ledge. And this will all get covered up, blended, and we'll be good to go. Okay. And some highlight. There we go. Yeah, looks good. Take some dark. Bring that down. We'll do the same thing right up here. That's a pretty good amount of paint. I'm gonna kind of back off on that. Maybe this kind of comes down there like that. I think that'll work out, and then maybe we'll kind of come this way, bring that down that. Okay, now I'll add some dark color, some to the area I just had, just to kind of make it look like maybe light's not shining through there, not so well. Right here, you just kind of stay straight black, because I figure maybe further away from the sun, just really, really dark. I'm just going to kind of pull opposite wherever I had the light color. It just kind of comes out here, and it kind of comes down. I'm just kind of laying some color in here if you're wondering what the heck I just did. I'm going to maybe cover this spot up anyway. Okay, maybe some dark here. A little dark here. Maybe some here. Maybe just like, you know, rock showing. So anyway, let's kind of tap this out and get some mist. Tapping down here and kind of going up in the same direction as whatever the mountain is, and it kind of just kind of gives it like the illusion of mist. Kind of go up this way, go up that way, clean that off. Just start pulling in all that dark color. It's going to make it look kind of interesting. And then we'll just kind of fade that up into the mountain like that. And blend that out, and got some mist. Okay, let's go into some tree color. Now I'm thinking maybe if you want to make like some foothills, beat the Sith out of it, of course. Okay, maybe we'll take, because you can make maybe some foothills maybe come down each direction like this. Maybe one down here, maybe one down here. So I'll kind of go into this green, this very light colored sap green. Okay, let's see what we got for color. We'll just kind of bring this down, see if we like it. And if not, add some different color to it. I think that looks okay. That's what we're gonna work with, so that's what I got. That's what I got, so that's what I'm gonna work with. All right, so, and then it's gonna kind of gently lift up here, just to kind of give it like a, just look like really, really, really far away trees. And then we'll tap in some mist. And we'll do the same thing over here. Go into that green, tap that in, maybe you'll bring it down this way. Maybe it kind of comes up here and goes down there. Lift that straight up. There we go. And this is all just background. There really shouldn't be a whole lot of detail with this. Further away stuff is, you clearly can't tell the detail on it, so we have another little layer here. And not only that, but when it's further away like this, it should seem lighter, and then the darker it is, it'll seem closer. Lift that up. Just give it a little, just a real gentle lift. Then I'm gonna grab just a touch of this green here again, and I'll show you and talk about just let's grab a touch of this black. Maybe a touch more black, and then just by, that wasn't that much different. Kind of bring this closer here. See, just that little bit of change in color makes it look like a little bit closer. And we'll use okay. Use a fan brush, and I'll make some kind of like vertical trees here. Maybe some big trees on each side, some water, and then that'll pretty much be a finished painting. So use a little bit darker of a color. So I'm gonna go into some green. I'm really gonna load the brush up here too with some paint. Maybe some black, maybe some brown. It should be pretty full of color here, so maybe start by just gonna push straight in and then pull down. So get a little bit more color here. It's kind of showing through. And I'm gonna have different sizes of trees. Now I'm going to make this go all the way across, and then we'll turn it into the reflection of the water, and I think it'll end up looking pretty nice, hopefully. And maybe a couple of these we'll kind of make little evergreens so you can actually kind of make it look like, you know, maybe one of them here will be kind of sideways like that. Bring the dark here. Add a little more green. And I'm putting pretty much the equal, an equal amount on top here as I am on the bottom, so that when I pull down, it'll reflect really nice and look good. So just gonna kind of, there's little spots here, and a little spot over here. Okay. We got some color on here. We got some trees and reflections and stuff. Well, not reflections yet, but they'll be there. Still not a lot of detail yet, but it's kind of my favorite part here is to make the reflection. So just pick somewhere that you think the tree or the water line is going to be at, and then just pull straight down. That easy. Got a really cool water line. And really gentle back and forth. Right along where you think that water line is going to be at. And there, that's simple. You got a water line. Okay. You can add some highlight if you want to, but I'll probably just add a little bit of maybe white or something with the knife. Just to kind of make where the actual water line is. There we go. I just kind of need to pull that out. Little things of water out to here and there. And I'll pull that down just a hair. Bring that across. There we go. Okay, maybe I'll do a little, maybe I'll make like a big maybe a big tree right here, and then that'll pretty much be it. So, I don't know. Let's see. Leave it. All right, I'm gonna leave it. So, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the painting. See you next time on Maul Paints, the hate flow through you or whatever else, whatever you want. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Oh, and by the way, if you do like any of these, there's a Etsy page selling them, obviously, for, whatever. And yeah, I'm gonna log off here because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so we'll see you later.